So we were in South America, now we're going to North America, to an American composer, Cynthia Folio. So our next one is in it's a 3-movement work. The first movement, Zephyr, is, as the composer says, virtuosic and inspired by the power of the wind, hence the name, Zephyr. Zephyr means a breeze from the west. The second movement, Zenith, focuses on lyricism and is more introspective. Both Valerie and I have a similar imagery as to what it gives us. So when we're done, let us know if we have the same idea. But at the very end, not like after movement 2.
Read our minds.
Yeah.
Like, listen to movement 2 and like say what it sounds like to you. Like I said, I didn't tell Toni. I was just like, movement 2 sounds like something to me. I wanted to say it.
Oh yeah.
I was like, say it at the same time, like 1, 2, 3, and we both said it. And I was like, right? So like, tell us what it sounds like to you. We might get different answers, which is fine. After.
Yeah. The third movement, Zawa, is our favorite. Also one of the most challenging for me on the whole thing. So, but it's based on salsa rhythms. Sometimes they happen polyrhythmically, so sometimes I will be on the beat and Valerie is off of the beat, which creates that challenge in the piece. And also we have the piano part on top of that, so it's like 3 separate things happening, and it sounds a little chaotic, but it's good. Okay, but we're gonna focus on the son cubano music, which translates to the Cuban sound. You'll definitely hear it, and it has a groove. All right.
Can we just hear that?
Yeah.
So let's. Azusa, would you demonstrate? Can we have a round of applause for how amazing it is? Literal perfection up here. Greatness among us. Maybe can we hear you from like on movement 3 from like 107 or 115? This is a montuno. So this is kind of the rhythmic device that you hear in son cubano, which is kind of a specific part of salsa music. And because the composer's studying in Panama, this would have been something that she heard all the time. So this is like the recognizable little part that we hear when we hear like son cubano. Right? And that's part of the son cubano, the Cuban sound.
So at the end of the very end of the piece, we have a part. It begins and ends the same way. Movement 3 begins and ends in the same way. And this piece was written for a combined flute and duet. A flute duo, and their name is Zawa. Okay. And so at the end, it has this thing where we have our groove, and then at the end they shout Zawa. But we're busy playing, and she's on a high D, so like we can't do that. So if you want to shout it at the end, we appreciate it.
Can you play? This is what you're going to listen
Yeah.
for. And so Stella and Theodore and Gabby and any students that I have in the room, I want you all need to lead this charge. I want you to scream Zawa, but at the right time. Don't embarrass me. Like listen to this, and then like it's the last 2 notes. So we're going to yell it this time, so you know where. So when we get to the end, that's the very last thing you hear in this whole piece. You get to scream Zawa. Let's see if we do it at the same time. Okay, fine.